Welcome, 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 everybody, to Duck Duck Hoops episode 15 live on the internet. It is the end of the regular season. It is conference tournament time for every team in the NCAA, unless you're in like the MVC or the Patriot League. But we don't care about y'all right now. Man, Charlie Duckworth. That's who
Matt
I am.
Duckworth, live from Bartlett, baby.
Yep, and we like to talk about basketball. It's almost the end, but we still got a few more episodes. We got the Selection Sunday special coming up this Sunday after the brackets come out. We'll give you our picks on
Yeah, I'm
who are.
excited about that, man. My whole life, I've grown up watching Selection Sunday. To be able to do a reaction show to that, especially with my son, it just I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm really happy the madness is here. It's the March Madness tournament is, I think, probably one of the most universally loved sporting events because it's a true, it goes over 3 weeks. You've got, you know, everybody, like families watch it together. This is a fun fact you might not know. The first weekend of the tournament that week there are more vasectomies done in that time period than any time of the year.
Oh, because they can get out.
Exactly. What you do is you schedule your vasectomy for Wednesday or possibly even Thursday morning, but more likely Wednesday. You get you a couple days off work and you got a day where you're sitting around not doing anything. You got some cold stuff down below and probably a cold one in the hand and
Is that
you
is
got a
that what
full.
you're doing this week
No,
or next
no,
week?
no, no, no. Well, I will have a cold one in my hand, but no, I still got to work. No, I'm past the vasectomy point. I think I'm good on that. But it's a fun fact. It's something that a friend of mine told me years ago, and I looked it up, and I was like, "Damn, I'll be damned, it's true."
Yeah.
So
So, do we want to get into our predictions real quick from last week?
yeah, let's recap a little bit of what we had. We'll go through them pretty quickly. First game we picked was St. John's versus Seton Hall. You took Seton Hall. I took St. John's, my friend.
Yeah, 72-65 St. John's won. It
Yep.
was a very, very close game. But I mean, when St. John's got control, it was over,
Yeah.
flat out. And that
Yeah.
happened early in that first half.
We'll talk about it. They're because we didn't actually pick the Yukon game. St. John's regular season Big East championship for Rick Pitino and the Red Storm there.
Yeah, very, very impressive because I kind of doubted them at the beginning of the year. I thought that they kind of lost too much from last year's team, and they might have hit their ceiling already with Patino. But this year, I mean, you win the Big East outright over UConn. It took some Marquette shenanigans,
It
but
did.
but it doesn't matter because you got a trophy in your hands.
Well, before we move on, I will say this: Pitino may be onto something because when he got to Louisville, we started seeing some similar things. Started seeing get a little closer and closer, and I know that it the the championship got technically vacated or whatever. Give me a freaking break. We all know they won the ship. I mean, is it too far fetched to say Rick could get one more? Maybe. I mean, it's going to be tough there at St. John's, but he's definitely done some good work there. So the next game we had, we both picked with our hearts, Charlie, and we went MIZ, but Calipari and the Razorbacks had something to say about it. It did go to overtime, but Mizzou ends up falling a little short to the Razorbacks.
I want to be flat out. Mark Mitchell is the best player in the SEC. I don't care about Darius Acuff. Mark Mitchell, my God.
Well, Acuff just got named Conference Player of the Year, so.
Well, he didn't play in Columbia. It doesn't matter. He didn't play
Do
in
you
the
think
toughest
this hurts
environment.
Mizzou's chances at all?
No. I mean, 88-84 in
Yeah.
a very close game. I think Mizzou coming into the weekend were already a lock. I still see CBS has them as a bubble, but you look at their resume. I mean, they're the eighth seed in the SEC tournament.
True.
I They did not play the best out of conference schedule, but still, when you are especially in a super conference like the SEC is, when you are a team with a bye, I feel like you kind of are a lock for the tournament.
I'd feel a little more comfortable if they win that 8-9 game. Or is it 8-9?
Yeah, it's a
No,
bye. It's
we'll
a bye
talk about
game.
it earlier. I'd feel more comfortable if they could get a win in the tournament But, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Speaking of the SEC, we split on Vandy, Tennessee, and you ended up right, man. The Commodores take out Rick Barnes and the Vols.
First win for the Commies in Rocky Top since 2017. I'm pretty sure it was a big one because the noise about Vanderbilt has died down exponentially since they took that first loss in January. But Tyler Tanner is a very, very elite guard for the Commodores. He's a guy that might not be getting the most looks right in the NBA draft, but if he goes, he's the top probably 20 pick right there. He's a solid rotational pick, I believe, in the NBA right now.
Yeah, Vandy proved they could get a big win there. So the next one we also split on, and it looks like you were on the right side of this one again. It's Wisconsin and Purdue locked up, and the Badgers are able to go in Mackey and get the dub.
I did not. I picked them, but I did not expect it to be this way. Really, Wisconsin. The spread was -8.5 Purdue. Think about that. Wisconsin just came in. They were the more ready team for this game. Yeah. It felt like that. Nick Boyd had 23. John Blackwell had 25 right there. Wisconsin going into this Big Ten tournament are a sleeper team. I feel like to win it flat out because the noise is Michigan, Nebraska, Michigan State possibly, but I think Wisconsin's right there in that mix.
Well, you got Illinois too, buddy. There's some good teams, but Wisconsin, if I'm correct, didn't they win the damn thing last year?
Yeah, they won it last year.
Yeah, they're a good team. We watched a little bit of this ball game together, and I wouldn't want to play them right now, but it was a big victory for them. Speaking of big victories, man, Tobacco Road was not close.
No.
We both picked Duke, and we were both right. And, just a tough game to watch, which, the news after our podcast last week was Caleb Wilson broke his thumb dunking in practice. He wasn't going to play. That's a huge loss for the Tar Heels, not only for that game, but for the rest of the season. Then Duke, Patrick Gumba, am I saying it right? Gumba.
Something like that.
Yeah. He, it really wasn't talked about a lot, but he's on the sideline for the game, and he was listed as, I think, probable, but ended up coming out in the second half. He had a boot on. Well, he warmed up and tried to give it a go. Then Duke loses Caleb
Foster?
Yes. To a foot injury right before the end of the first half. Man, those are some big losses for Duke. But I tell you what, man, what a game. My cat Malik on senior night, man. You don't see a whole lot of seniors. Duke used to be the university that produced a lot of them, but he played big, man. Really big. He gave Bessar all he wanted. Like, he couldn't guard him. And then,
Sarr.
Cam Boozer does what he does. Sarr hit some big shots. This Duke team is scary good, man. They are scary good.
I do wonder how different this game would have been with Caleb Wilson healthy in it, of course. I think it's a big win for Duke, of course, but I think it's a big come to Jesus for UNC because now that you have Wilson out, what's your output? They have not played with them for a month, but they look like they just lost him a couple games ago at this rate. They played just a very sloppy game. Really, well, they had a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, they did. I think it's more about Duke. They came out with the intensity. There's no way they were fixing to lose this at Cameron Indoor. But you make a good point there. I do think that they played some without him, but I don't see him making any noise in the big dance. Next was Auburn, Alabama.
Nepo babies should never get coaching jobs anymore.
Well,
let's
start
off with
the
that.
doors off of Auburn, and he's still out here singing that they belong in the tournament.
Look, it's like the Alabama from last year in the college football playoff argument where they're like, well, we beat so many teams. Yeah, you had 3 losses as well. That's
Auburn, I believe, is 16-15 now.
Yes, they're 16-15. They are going to be I believe,
11.
the 12th seed
Mm.
in the SEC tournament. I mean, they're just not a good team, flat out.
Well, regardless of what they've done, man, I don't care. The SEC is the third best conference in the nation this year. All right. I don't care 16-15 with big wins in the Big 12 or the Big 10. You shouldn't get in unless you win the tournament. They've got their opportunity to do that, and that's all I'll say about it. I'm tired of hearing Stephen Pearl. I'm tired of hearing Bruce Pearl.
What are you talking about? Yeah, all I'm saying is we might have to go on a little bit later on Sunday if they have Bruce Pearl on the panel, CBS. If Auburn misses and they're not even like the first four out team or anything, because the amount of anger and vitriol he'll have is silly.
You're probably right. The next game we had was Texas Tech taking on BYU. Texas Tech was riding the hot hand, but I ended up getting this one correct as the Mormons end up taking the victory there.
I'm still not picking the Mormons. They're on the ban list, but 82-76, and AJ Dybansa was not your best performer of the game. He shot 8 for 25. It was Robert Wright III, really, in this one. 27-6 with 35 minutes. He balled out. Dybansa played the whole game. I'll give him that. He played the whole game.
I think AJ was trying to do too much early on and kind of got out of his rhythm. But his teammate picked him up. Good quality win. They needed one.
Yeah, especially since they're going to be
sliding. I mean, we're all talking about seeding now. That gives them a little momentum heading into the tournament. And, Texas Tech still got a formidable resume, man. This may knock them off that 4 line for now. We'll see what they can do in the tournament. But it's a big win for BYU. And finally, me and you both got this one wrong, my friend, as we both thought Tom Izzo was going to be able to go in there and beat the Wolverines in Ann Arbor. It just didn't happen, man. It was a hell of a ball game. But what was it, 88-83? Is that correct?
It was 90-80.
90-80. I was able to get home and catch a little bit of that second half. And tell you, it seemed like every time Michigan State would call their way within a few points, Michigan would answer. And in the end, that is a big victory for the Wolverines as they head into the Big Ten tournament as the top seed. And I'm going to be honest with you, not a bad loss for Michigan State. I mean, they played well. I thought that both these teams have a chance to win the Big Ten tournament, and I think both these teams have a chance to go far in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams are very talented. It just, if Michigan State gets hot, they're national championship winner in March. I mean, if they can string together wins in this tournament and then go into the dance hot, yeah, okay. I won't even be mad. But on the other hand, if they get bounced, this is a big tournament. They'll have to wait a few days to play.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe they have a triple bye or something.
These tournaments are so weird now. Well, all in all, you went. You got 5, I got 4, so you got me again this week, Charlie, in our predictions.
That's what we're talking about right there, buddy.
Yeah.
All
right. So on to the big news of the week. I mean, conference tournament time. The madness is really upon us.
We're going to cover the Big 4 tonight, the ACC, SEC, Big 12, Big 10. But let's give some love to the mid-majors real quick. Sure. Of course. This is the acquired bid watch right here. So these are all the acquired bids so far. In the ASUN, you got Queens University. The Big South, you got High Point. In the Missouri Valley, you got Northern Iowa. In the Northeast Conference, you have LIU, who won in the semifinals. They got the bid there. Then you got Tennessee State out of the OVC and North Dakota State out of the Summit League.
Man, I like High Point and I like UNI. I like them both. I especially like UNI, to be honest with you. Me and you were able to watch a little ball Sunday before I took you back, and I think both of those teams, depending on where they get seated at, I think both of them are projected to be on the 13 line right now.
I think UNI's the 12
Okay.
line. High points
Well,
to 13.
4 or 5 seeds better watch out because they're
Yeah.
going to get a good ball game from these guys. And I know High Point was a sexy pick last year to get a first-round upset. I think they will be again this year. And from what I saw of UNI, man, God, those guys can play defense and shoot the lights out of the gym too. So,
Yeah. I forgot his name. Trey Campbell, 4 years senior for UNI. Ben Jacobson is a tournament winning coach at Northern Iowa. I believe he's won 4 in 4 attempts.
Yeah.
There. I mean, Ali Faroukamesh in 2016, UNI versus Texas, the half court heave, right there.
I think everything else we see on here, probably 16 line, maybe, except for North Dakota State.
North Dakota State's probably a 14, I'd say. Tennessee State's a play-in team, probably. Yeah, they're really good. They were the 1 in the OVC, but the OVC just is not that strong of a conference. Queens were the 3 in the ASUN. Them and Central Arkansas had a war.
Hell of a ball game.
That was a very good game, but with the fact that you're a 3 in the ASUN, you'll probably also. I could see Tennessee State playing Queens in the first 4 in Dayton.
Be an interesting ball game. It would.
So,
no, I like it. I love that they show some love to my boy Bill Walton down there. You know, I'm actually rocking a Grateful Dead shirt here. Man smart, women smarter. It's kind of nice to see that. We do miss the Pac-12.
I'll be back next year.
I know, right? But yeah, I like I said, I'll reinforce that there's going to be a lot more bids handed out this week. But the 2 teams that we already see on here to look out for: High Point, UNI.
Absolutely. So, do we want to get into our top 10s or do we want to talk about tournaments?
Let's do our top 10s first, and then we'll
do our top 10. I like that. I like that energy. All right. You go with the honorable mentions first. I went first last week.
All right. So this week on my honorable mentions, I got 4. Just right outside my top 10, I got UVA, Virginia. They were able to beat Virginia Tech. They have a great record. I thought about putting them in the top 10, but I just feel like the other teams deserved a little bit more. After that, I've got Alabama, who is on a heater right now. They have won quite a few ball games coming down the stretch. They're starting to hit their stride at the right time. I've got Purdue. Even though they lost to Wisconsin, I think I saw enough from that game to see that they're going to be a handful for people. They're starting to play the ball that I expected them to play most of the year. And finally, I got Gonzaga. They kind of rotate in and out of my 10-8 honorable mention area. They pass the eye test for me. Then they freak around and lose. But then I don't know. I couldn't put anybody else there. So that's my 4 honorables.
My 4 honorable mentions. I have St. John's, Big East champs. I feel like you win a conference like the Big East that with that kind of name, I feel like you kind of need to be a honorable mention in a sense. Next, I got Wisconsin. Big upset win against Purdue. Not really. I mean, to me, it wasn't an upset, but I mean, it was a big win for them. Greg Gard's got a team over there. It just, can they be unlocked for this tournament coming up? Then I got Virginia. The big win versus Vodtech. What was needed after they got shellacked by Duke.
Sure.
Just they're going to be the 2 in this ACC tournament, and who knows? They might make the finals. It might be a Duke Virginia rematch. Right there. And then I have Michigan State as my final honorable mention team. They lose one, but you know, you're looking good still, Michigan State. They're just not better than these teams up front, I believe.
I got a feeling our 6 from 10s are going to be a little bit different.
They are.
I'll tell you that why. Because at 10, I agree with you. You win the Big East, you belong in the top 10, in my opinion. I got St. John at 10. I really think that the Red Storm is a good team. I think that they could be a dangerous team. I don't know that they have quite enough gas in the tank to take it all the way. But if you told me that St. John somehow found its way in the Elite Eight, it wouldn't shock me. 9, I've got Illinois. Thought about ranking them higher, to be honest with you. Man, when they are playing anybody but the top teams in the nation, they look incredible. Then when they play a really elite team, they struggle. I hope that gets better for them. At 8, I got Michigan State. I didn't drop them down very far. You played one of the best teams in the nation, and you gave them hell. And it was in their home, their home environment. So I got them. And then at 7, I've got UConn.
Okay.
The loss to Marquette is ugly. It's a very ugly loss. That said, man, I can't discount everything I've seen the rest of the year. I can't discount Dan Hurley's coaching pedigree. I can't discount how deep that team is. But I couldn't also – I think that they may have played their way, unless they win the Big East tournament in deciding fashion, and then maybe Florida kind of dips off a little bit. I think they're off that top seed line. And then finally at 6, I got Iowa State. I got the Cyclones. They, to me, they're an enigma. I mean, they play really well at home. They play good on the road sometimes. Sometimes they light it up, sometimes they don't. But they're in a tough conference, and they've done enough, I think, to be the 6th seed on my top 10.
All right. I feel like you're gonna really hate my number 10 now. So, yeah, you know what I've been saying all year. You're undefeated. You're in the top, whatever. You're undefeated, and you win a rivalry game like that, 108 to 102. I don't even care at this rate. You're number 10 on my list. Give me Miami of Ohio at number 10.
I don't hate it, but I also don't think in your heart of hearts that you believe they are the 10th best team in the nation.
It's power rankings. It's not a media poll.
Okay.
They're my number 10.
Good for them. Good for them.
Yeah, they're my number 10 team. I've seen it all from them. If they win the MAC and they get put, because they'll be put on the 10 line if they win the MAC, probably. Maybe 11. I don't know. They're gonna give teams fits with the way that they play. Their best player has been out all year.
Is there any way? Let's say they lose the first game they play in the MAC tournament. Is there any way they're left out?
It depends on Auburn and teams like that are technically bubble teams. If they make far stretches, because honestly, here's my
honest opinion. I think Akron may end up beating them in the finals of that tournament, or I don't know. I don't know how the seeding goes. I think Akron may be the better team. Even.
Akron's the favorite to win it.
They won 17, 18 ball games in a row.
Akron's the favorite.
They haven't lost since they lost to Miami of Ohio in a close ball game. Anyway, I say all that to say, I think they've done enough to give them a bid right now.
I just think it depends on if there's any bids.
How many bids get stolen and stuff like that.
Yeah, because let's say, God forbid, Stephen Pearl turns into Coach K or something with Auburn, and they win the SEC tournament. Well, you got to give another bid to the SEC.
Yeah.
Now, let's say a team in the Big 12 win somehow. Well, you got to get Creighton wins the Big East. Something like that. Creighton's the 4 seed in the Big East. Say they win. Well, who knows what you have to do then? It's just
I see where you're coming from.
A lot of moving parts are really involved in that situation. Okay, number 9, I got Illinois. They're a good team. They're just I don't think they have enough to win the Big Ten. That's why I didn't say their name earlier when I was talking about teams to win the Big Ten. I just don't think they have enough of the other ones because they're just so bipolar with the way that they play. Really, they're kind of the Gonzaga of the Midwest, it feels like right now, where you watch them, they can win a game by 20. Then the next game, they can lose a game by 15. And even though the teams that they're losing to are Michigan State, you're like, well, that's a pretty bad loss still.
Yeah.
Number 8, I got Iowa State. They're a really weird team to rank still. They have one of the best resumes out there, but
Big wins.
They also have 7 losses or 6 losses. Well, who knows? Number 7, I got UConn. I saw a lot of gaps in that Marquette game. I'm not sure if it was just them trying to get to the Big East tournament or anything like that. I don't know what the story was behind it. But I saw a lot of bad things about them in that Marquette game. They just, 3 for 24 from 3 is
They had an awful game. They played an awful game.
Yeah, and then number 6, I got Nebraska.
Wow.
They went to the ringer with Iowa. Iowa is a very, very strong team. They took, I believe it was Michigan, down to the wire a couple nights ago or a few nights ago, and then they took Nebraska down the wire. Went to OT in Lincoln, and Nebraska took that one.
Well, I don't disagree that Nebraska is a good team. They were actually going to be in my honorable mentions, I think. I don't know. It's tough. Now, what's not tough, I suspect that we probably have close to the same top 5, at least the same 5 teams.
It depends on the 4 or 5. It depends on the 4 or 5, probably.
Well, I'll just go ahead and run through mine very quickly. 5, I got the Houston Cougars. They are a championship contender. We'll see what they do in the Big 12 tournament. I've waxed enough about them all year long. At 4, I've got Florida. Man, maybe the hottest team in the nation. Okay. They're playing as good a ball as anybody. I think right now that it'd be hard to bet against them in the tournament to repeat, because they look like they have it all. It's just, I think the 3 teams ahead of them have had a better year. I flip-flop my 2 and 3. I've got Arizona at 3, mainly because I saw Michigan beat Michigan State by 10. And at number 2, of course, I've got the Wolverines. And at number 1, you know what it is, baby. It's Duke. I mean, they beat their rival like they owed them money. They beat Virginia, which is the 2 seed in their conference, like they owed them money. They're clicking at the right time. I'm a little worried about those injuries, but they're an extremely deep team as well. So there you go, buddy.
All right, number 5, I got Houston.
Yep.
Kelvin Sampson's got a team on him. It matters on their offense again. Yeah. They are a team that just need to have a consistent offense. If they do, if their offense gets consistent right now, they win the Big 12 in my eyes, because they have the defense. Number 4, I got Florida. Like you said, the hottest team possibly in the nation right now. They have really came on since SEC play started fully. Number 3, I got Arizona.
Oh, wow.
It's the exact same thing, because number 2, I got Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Because they beat Michigan State by 10. And number 1, I got Duke. So
it's funny. We've done this top 10 now for how many weeks? 15?
Yeah.
And me and you have always been pretty close, but I think that's the first time that we've ever had our top 5s the same. So it's kind of funny that we end off the year that way. All right. We ready to talk some conference tournaments now?
It is. Do we want to take a quick glimpse at the Big East? Because I forgot they were a conference.
Yeah. Pull it up.
All right. I have it here ready to pull up anyway. So here we go. The Big East. This will be held at Madison Square Garden here. The first 2 rounds are on Peacock and FS1. Then the finals, it's Gus Johnson on Fox. But we're looking at the seed lines. We got St. John's the 1, the champion. UConn the 2, Nova the 3, Seton Hall the 4, Creighton the 5, DePaul the 6, which look at DePaul going up in this world. Marquette the 7, Butler the 8, Providence the 9, Xavier the 10, and Georgetown at 11.
All right, so let me just make sure I've got everything correct here. The 6-11 down there will play Villanova.
Yep.
The 10-7 will play UConn.
Yes.
The 4-5's already decided, and then okay.
It's a weird thing because they don't have 12 teams, so it doesn't look right.
It doesn't look right, but now that I've set my eyes on it, I'm looking at that first round, and I'm thinking Xavier could beat Marquette possibly, but everything looks pretty chalky to me.
Yeah, the thing with
if
Providence,
Georgetown beats DePaul, I'd be slightly surprised, but I wouldn't be shocked. But for the most part, I think we're going to get chalk throughout that.
the thing with Providence is that it could potentially be Kim English, their head coach's last game. The reports are he's gone at the end of the season,
Really?
so there might be something with Providence if they try and light a fire under ourselves.
Well,
they're going to get killed.
I'll just skip ahead. I mean, I see St. John's in the semifinals. Creighton Seton Hall's a toss-up to me. I don't know. One of those two are going to be in there. I see UConn making it because especially if Marquette wins, golly, I could see the Huskies beating them by 30, man. Dan Hurley's that's gonna be his national title game. As pissed off as he was the other day.
So they'll be up by 40, and
the
one
of the seeds that's highest that makes me a little nervous is Villanova, because if DePaul ends up beating Georgetown, I could actually see Georgetown beating Villanova possibly. In the end, I like UConn to win this tournament.
Okay.
I do. I think that the likelihood is we do get another matchup between UConn and St. John's. And, man, it's the Big East tournament. How the hell am I going to not pick UConn? Like, I feel like my whole life, UConn, even if they were the 8-9 seed in this tournament, they win Big East tournament titles, you know? And that's who I like.
I'm looking at this, and I feel as if the semis are going to be St. John's, Seton Hall, UConn, DePaul. DePaul are a very, very weird team. They're 6th in the Big East. They're a very solid squad. I've watched a couple Blue Demons games this year. They got a coach that inspired the Josh Shirts drink at the bar thing. He paid like a whole tab at a bar in Chicago all night.
Good for him, man. Hey, I'll drink to that.
I think it was them beating Villanova was the game that caused it all. I think it'll probably be. I could see Seton Hall making some magic against St. John's. They almost did Friday night, but it's going to be St. UConn probably. I think St. John's with the home crowd at MSG. Let's be real, it's going to be mostly St. John's fans in there, Italians. I give me St. John's to win the Big East.
Yeah.
So let's go to our next one. Well, just give me a conference, any conference. Pick a conference, like a card.
Let's go. Well, let's go in rank of how good I think they are. Give me the ACC next.
All right, the ACC. So I'm gonna have to zoom in on this one myself because
I almost need my readers.
There's not funny logos on this one. So we have 1 seed Duke.
I'm looking at that first round, and I mean, I think Stanford handles their business against Pitt. I think SMU handles their business against Syracuse. So the other one that would be contested would be Vatech, Wake Forest. I can't see, I don't know. Wake Forest possibly. Didn't they just?
Possibly.
I mean, I think that's a toss-up. I think Vatech's slightly the better team, but I don't see anything too crazy going on there. I will say this. I think that second round could get a little wacky because
I think it could be very wacky.
I think Stanford could beat NC State. I think SMU Louisville is a hell of a trap game, even though Louisville is playing better. That could be tough. And I'm going to be honest with you. I could see Vatech or Wake Forest beating Clemson. I really could. I mean, what do you think? Am I off with all that?
No. You're absolutely. I was gonna say Clemson is a team that I don't see it. with them.
Yeah, they don't have the guys they've had the last couple years. I think they're a decent team, but I think that they're very susceptible. In fact, I would almost say that I would take the winner of the Vautech Wake Forest game to beat them. Another interesting game in that second round, Florida State, California. Cal trying to get in this tournament, the big dance pretty bad. They, if they could end up getting that victory, I think they're going to play hard. I'm going to be honest with you, Charlie. Here's what I think the quarterfinals look like, okay?
Okay.
I like Virginia, and I'm going to give NC State the benefit of the doubt, even though I think they'll get a tough ball game. I think Miami is probably going to be playing SMU. I could see it be Louisville. I think SMU is going to be fighting their asses off because they are a bubble team, even though they're 11th seed in this tournament. Duke is probably going to end up playing Cal, in my opinion. And then I like North Carolina against Virginia Tech. I really do.
I have it Virginia, NC State, SMU, Miami, Florida State, Duke, then Vautech, and UNC.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. That bottom side makes me nervous because if Vautech gets on a heater, I think they could beat Clemson and North Carolina, find themselves in the semifinal game against Duke. The top side, like I said, SMU's got a lot to play for. Miami's a really good team, though. I see Miami and Virginia sliding on into that semifinal. In the end, I think that we're probably looking at a Duke-Virginia rematch, which I think would be a lot closer. I'm worried a little bit about these injuries with Duke. I haven't read a whole lot about them. I still think this is their tournament to lose, though. They're the number one team in the nation for a reason. I think they go out there and they handle their business. But I will say this: I think they're going to benefit from that side of the bracket because I really don't think North Carolina could beat them. They didn't look like they could the other day, Sunday or Saturday. I really don't see a team from that bottom side of the bracket that can beat Duke. So I think Duke's going to kind of walk their way into the championship. And I think they match up well with Virginia. What's your thoughts?
Well, the ACC has always been the tournament where the Cinderella conference run happens. So I have it Virginia, SMU in the semifinals. Then I have it as Duke, North Carolina. I have Duke beating North Carolina by 15. I have SMU beating Virginia by 5. And I have Duke beating SMU by 15 as well.
I'll tell you, if that happens, SMU is for sure a lock in the tournament.
The ACC is where the magic happens with it. I mean, NC State a couple years ago with DJ Burns. The ACC is the conference where the tournament matters the most to me.
Let me ask you this. I know there's a lot of variables, so we're just going to spitball it. If you're SMU, do you think you need to be in the semifinals to be comfortable?
Yeah, absolutely.
I do too.
Because that means you beat Louisville, who's a fringe top 25 team, and you beat Miami, who's a top 25 team. Yep. That's 2 quad ones right there.
What if they just end up in the quarterfinals? It's going to take some maneuvering and stuff, right? They've got some good victories.
It might take some maneuvering. It would take them rooting on the favorites of every tournament, basically. Possibly.
They need chalk. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. This one's going to be a fun tournament to watch. I plug into it. It like you said, historically there have been some upsets. If Duke wouldn't look in that just like the juggernaut they are, I could see that. I just feel like that bottom thing is going to go chalk. The top one, I don't know. I do like SMU, and I think they have a very good chance at beating Louisville. But I'm going to be honest with you. If you told me this was Duke Louisville, it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I mean, it's really anyone out of the top besides Syracuse and Pitt. And Stanford a little bit, I would be like, okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I agree.
So, do we want to go to the SEC? You said the SEC was the third best conference this year.
Yep. Let's go to the SEC.
All right. So this will be held in Nashville at Bridgestone Arena. So looking at it, we have the 1 seed Florida Gators, 2 seed Alabama Crimson Tide, 3 seed Arkansas Razorbacks, 4 seed the Commies of Vanderbilt. Then we have those are the double buys. Then the single buys are Tennessee, A&M, Georgia, and Mizzou. Those are the teams with buys. Then the teams that have to play on Wednesday, we have Kentucky versus LSU, Auburn versus Mississippi State. That's the 12-13, by the way. Then Chris Beard versus Texas.
His old team. That's what sticks out to me. Like when I first looked at that bracket, I thought, oh, shit, Chris Beard and his old team.
That's the 10-15. Then the 11-14, Oklahoma, USC. That's South Carolina for all you bums.
Yeah.
Right there.
I'm going to be honest with you. LSU did give Kentucky. They should have beat Kentucky this year. They're not going to now, but they should have. I like, as much as we like to poke fun at Auburn, I do think they beat State. I don't know, man. Ole Miss has had a terrible year this year. From the Sweet 16 last year to whatever this year's been. I mean, I've got a lot of friends. Like I said, even though I went to Ole Miss, I'm a big Memphis State, I show my age, University of Memphis fan. I do root for Ole Miss, though, a little bit. And, man, it's been an awful year. But if you told me that he got, somehow mustered the squad up enough to beat Texas, I wouldn't be shocked. I'm not going to pick it. I think the fun game is that 14-11, South Carolina versus Oklahoma. Oklahoma's played decent at times this year. South Carolina, I don't know. There's something about them. They just beat the tar out of Ole Miss. But I think it's probably going to be pretty chalky in that first round. The second round, what sticks out to me, man, is that Missouri-Kentucky game. Man, that's going to be a tough one. I think Mizzou has solidified enough to get into the tournament. But, man, if they win that ball game, they're for sure in. I think they're probably going to be in either way. Auburn, Tennessee, I don't like that matchup for Auburn. I think Tennessee is going to be ready to prove something. I think Rick Barnes' team is they would love to get another shot at Vandy. I don't like that. I think that Auburn's chances of making a run in this tournament, which they seem to think that they can do, I think are going to be slim. Tell you what, man, I think Georgia can be beat too in that second game. I know Georgia has some quality victories this year. I don't know. I'm not sold on them. A&M, they're going to roll whoever ends up in their game, I think. I really do. And I'm going to take it a step further, man. I think Arkansas better watch out because I think A&M could beat them. I really do. And I like Arkansas. I've been high on them. A&M, I saw some stats about them. They are really, really deceptively pretty good, dude. Like,
yeah, Bucky Ball right there.
Bucky Ball. Their offense is really good. I think that'll be an interesting one to watch out for. Bama, they've got that. I think they've got a pretty easy path into the semifinals, to be honest with you. I think that they match up well with Arkansas. I also think that they match up well with A&M. They're just playing hot. When I look at this tournament, though, here's what I think. I think that it's shaping up to be Florida, Bama, or even maybe Florida, Arkansas, or something like that. But I'm going to tell you this much. If somehow Kentucky beats Mizzou, that Kentucky-Florida game could be interesting to me.
I see what you mean. You mean.
I think I'm just talking on matchups. If I had to take a pick, Charlie, for my semifinals here. I like Florida. I like Tennessee. I like Alabama. And I like A&M.
Okay.
I really do. I just can't see that the way they're playing. I don't see anybody beating Florida. I think Kentucky has the best chance, to be honest with you. I think they throttle everybody else. What's your thoughts?
I mean, looking at it, this is a very interesting bracket to me. I mean, from top to bottom, this is a very weird game because you could say the 16-9 matchup. Who knows what LSU does in this one? They just went to triple overtime with A&M.
That's
and
true.
They almost beat Kentucky. It's not going to
That's
happen.
true.
It's not going to happen. But Kentucky's going to advance and probably by 20 in this one. Then the Mississippi State Auburn game is interesting to me. Josh Hubbard is a very good player for State. Does by any chance he catch fire against Auburn? It could happen. I just think Auburn's going to be too good for that one. I think Texas puts the bullet in Ole Miss's head. It's just Texas is a couple levels above Ole Miss, and Oklahoma, South Carolina is my game to watch in this first four.
I agree.
I think Oklahoma wins, but South Carolina is a weird team. I think that you put them in a different conference, they are a better fit in a different conference, flat out. The semifinals, I got it Mizzou, Kentucky.
That's the second round.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The second. I meant second round. My bad. Yeah. I got Mizzou beating Kentucky. I got Auburn, Tennessee. Tennessee's gonna kill Auburn. Texas, Georgia. I got Texas beating Georgia. Then A&M, Oklahoma. I got A&M. My quarterfinals, I think Florida, Mizzou could be a close one, but Florida's gonna be Florida. Vandy, Tennessee. I got Tennessee winning over Vandy, even though it's in Nashville. Yeah, I just think the Tennessee's gonna overpower them.
Yeah, they're not gonna let that slide again. I don't think.
Texas, Bama is going to be a very scary close game in my eyes. I think Bama wins, though. And I agree with you. I got A&M beating Arkansas. Then I got Florida beating Tennessee. And I think I got A&M beating Alabama.
I can see that.
And I got Florida A&M. I think it's going to be a close one until the last 5 minutes. And Florida's just going to show why they are the elite of the SEC. And they're going to win another title.
I honestly think, man, with solidifying that number one seed, could Mizzou give them a game? Of course, I think Mizzou beat them earlier this year.
They beat them.
A different Florida team. I think Kentucky, with all their talent, could. But, yeah, I think this is Florida's tournament.
All right.
On to
the Big 10 or the Big 12. Which one do you think's the worst conference or the lesser conference?
Just because I think it's deeper, put the Big 12 up there now.
All right.
I think the Big 10's deeper.
So here is the Big 12. I like this bracket graphic on the same level I like the Big East one. It's nice and concise.
Okay.
Number one seed, it's Arizona. Then we got the 2 Houston, 3 Kansas, 4 Texas Tech. Those are the double buys. They'll play Thursday. The 5 seed Iowa State, 6 seed TCU. 6 seed TCU, look at them. 7 seed West Virginia, 8 seed UCF, 9 seed Cincy, 10 seed BYU, 11 seed Colorado, 12 seed Arizona State, 13 seed Baylor, 14 seed Okie State, and 15 seed Kansas State. I forgot there's a 16th seed, and that is the Utes over in Utah.
Yeah, the first round, I mean, Baylor, Arizona State could go either way. I think I like Baylor in that ball game, but I flip a coin. There's no way that since he's getting beat by Utah.
Wes Miller's playing for his job, or he's coaching for his job.
BYU's going to handle their business. The game at the bottom kind of intrigues me a little bit Colorado has looked like trash at times. And then they've had some games where they played well. Okie State's had a very disappointing season, but I wouldn't be surprised, and I would think I would even go as far to say I think Okie State wins that first round game.
Okay. I got Arizona State winning. I think Wes Miller is going to have to pack his lunch this week because this could be his last time in a Cincinnati polo because he likes to wear his polos.
He does.
BYU being the 10 seed is like the 15-16 Warriors being a 3 seed or something in the West. It's like, oh, wow. You're that talented and you're that far down. And then I got Oklahoma State beating Colorado.
Yep. Well, the next round's pretty simple for me. Iowa State for sure. UCF for sure. BYU for sure. And TCU for sure.
Okay.
That's me. I think West Virginia is a good team. I think BYU, when tournament time comes around, that's when your star players rise up. So
I can agree with that. I had BYU beating West Virginia. I got TCU beating Oklahoma State. I have UCF dispatching Cincinnati.
Yep.
Bobby Hurley is going to ride to Thursday, I believe. I think Arizona State is going to beat Iowa State in this one. That's my pick right there. Bobby Hurley rides another day. He's on a hot seat as well. Mm-hmm. He's got to coach his ass off this week, flat out. I mean, flat out. He's got some talented wins this year. But that leads us to Thursday.
Yeah. Well, for me, it leads another matchup between Texas Tech, Iowa State. As much as I really am rooting for Tech, I think they got a tough card dealt with them with Toppin. I like Iowa State in the semifinals. Give me Arizona UCF. This one I could see being interesting.
Where are the palm trees?
I'm still not going to pick against Arizona in that ball game. BYU, nice run to get to the quarters. Welcome to Houston. Welcome to Kelvin Sampson.
Welcome to Kelvin Sampson zone.
And I like Kansas to handle their business against TCU as well.
Okay. Texas Tech, they lost their last game to Arizona State, but that was their first sort of game without Toppin. That was the game where he got hurt. I think Texas Tech ends the Sun Devils run to the quarters. It's so tough because I want to say, oh yeah, UCF, but Arizona's going to win.
It's going to be a close ball game, I bet.
I agree. BYU, welcome to the Sampson zone. You guys are going to be held to 55 points. Then Texas Christian University are playing for a spot. I think they're going to beat the Jayhawks because I don't think Darren Peterson will play.
You may be right.
I'm making the prediction now.
It may not be a bad call. Well, for me, it gets pretty simple after here. Yeah, you're gonna be shocked at this. I've got Iowa State beating Arizona in the semifinals. I do. I think they match up well with them. I think that they want to prove that, hey, we're that good. And Arizona's just takes some games off, and I just don't think Arizona's going to win this tournament for whatever reason. I think Iowa State ends up in the finals, and I'm going to tell you who I think they end up playing in the finals. Kelvin Sampson of Houston. I think that they want to beat Kansas inside out after that beatdown they got on Big Monday.
Okay,
I really do. And for me, I think they're going to get hot at the right time. I like Houston to win the Big 12.
I have the finals going to be Arizona versus Houston. It's a weird matchup. I believe Arizona took both of them this year against Houston.
I think they only played once.
If they played once, I don't know. The Big 12 got confusing in the last 2 months because it was like every big team.
I'm pretty sure they only play. I know Arizona will beat them. I do know that.
I could see Houston winning this one, but I think that the Wildcats are just the better team, flat out. I think that they're going to win the Big 12 and ride off to be potentially, depending on what happens to Duke, the overall 1 seed.
Well, let me ask you this before we move on. Let's say Duke handles business.
Okay.
Let's say
Florida handles business.
Florida handles business. Let's say Michigan handles business.
Okay.
If Houston beats Arizona in the finals, Arizona's still a 1 seed.
Yeah,
Yes?
they're the 4.
All right. If Arizona loses in the semifinals and Houston wins the tournament, anything change?
They're the 5. Arizona's or Houston's the 4. In my eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
I think
probably
Arizona,
none of this is going to happen.
I think Arizona's
Freaking
the overall
UCF's
2.
probably going to win this damn tournament, make us both look like idiots.
Wes Miller's about to coach his life out. Cincinnati versus Oklahoma State's going to be the finals.
This tournament does have a lot of talent in it. If I had to say, I will say this. I know you've got Arizona State making a run. I could see that happening. UCF, if they can somehow beat Arizona,
they might win the whole thing.
There's
a chance.
They'll be in the finals probably. I don't know.
It's 2 teams that they beat. I'm pretty sure Iowa State and Texas Tech would be the probable matchup. I think that's 2 teams that they beat this year.
All right, let's close this joint up with the Big Ten.
And of course, the Big Ten wants to be different and have every team in the conference in this tournament. We got 1 seed Michigan, 2 seed Nebraska, 3 seed Michigan State, 4 seed Illinois, 5 seed Wisconsin, 6 seed UCLA, 7 seed Purdue, 8 seed Ohio State, 9 seed Iowa, 10 seed Indiana, 11 seed Minnesota. I'm still going here. 12 seed Washington.
It's crazy.
Where's the 13 seed USC?
Yeah.
14 seed Rutgers, 15 seed Northwestern, 16 seed Oregon, 17 seed Maryland, and the 18th seed Penn State. It's getting a little bit too much.
Well, it is too much. That's why I'm saying on these first 2 games, who gives a crap? I think it'll probably be Northwestern and Oregon, but
Penn State could give Northwestern a run for their money. Who knows?
It doesn't matter to me. Let's get to the next round.
The tournament really starts on March 11th.
Iowa beats whoever comes out of that, in my opinion. Now, this is an interesting ball game, 13 USC versus Washington. I normally would have said the USC wins this ball game in a blowout. Their best player is quit on them. Am I correct?
Well, he got kicked off the team. Chad Baker-Mazara did.
Okay, so
Auburn legend. He was part of that fight last year.
I think that's going to make things tougher for them. Indiana is going to win, and then Rutgers, Minnesota could be a pretty interesting ball game. I think Minnesota's going to handle their business, though. Don't you?
I got it. Oregon, Iowa in the quarters, or not even the quarters, the sectionals. I guess
whatever the round of whatever
the round of 8, or not the round of 8. Iowa is gonna go to March 12th. I'm just gonna say it by the day, I guess. Washington, USC's weird because they're technically still alive in a sense, right?
Yeah,
they're. It's just the fact that you've dispatched your best 2 players now.
Yeah. I don't.
What are you doing? I got Washington beating them by however Washington wants to beat them by at this rate. I got Indiana beating Northwestern, and I have Minnesota killing Rutgers.
Okay. I like Iowa to beat Ohio State. I like Wisconsin to advance against whichever 2 of those jabronis they have to play. I like Purdue to beat Indiana, but I think that it would be an interesting ball game. I like Minnesota to beat UCLA.
Oh no!
I know.
No!
Mick Cronin, He'll do something goofy.
Mick Cronin might
Uh,
self-immolate live on air
It's
if they
going to be
lose.
something
first round.
goofy. I'm going to go with Minnesota.
Oh my God! That if by any means necessary UCLA gets out on their first bye or their first game,
So you don't.
no. I'm just saying I would pay to watch Mick Cronin's reaction the rest of the night. I want a camera crew to just to follow him until he goes to sleep. I have it Iowa beating Ohio State.
Mhm.
Wisconsin, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yep.
Purdue, this is weird. Indiana beat them once, then they killed Indiana. I think
Yeah.
they kill Indiana a second time. Then it's tough for me not to say UCLA is going to advance. UCLA is a very strong team.
Yeah, they're talented. I just feel like Cronin's going to screw it up somehow.
They do have a dummy at the wheel sometimes. So next we got the next round here of games. March 13th, Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. I don't see that being a bad omen for Michigan. I think Iowa, you've had a nice run. Yeah, we'll see you later.
We'll see you in the
next one. Man, what a ball game. Wisconsin, hot. Illinois, all that talent. Wisconsin won the Big Ten tournament last year. That's okay. They're not going to win it this year. Illinois advances. The next one, number 2 versus number 7, Nebraska versus Purdue. Give me the Boilermakers to pull the 7-2 upset. God, the fact that Purdue is a 7 in this tournament is so crazy. And then the next ticket, Minnesota, UCLA, it don't really matter. Michigan State. So I've got my semifinals, Michigan State, Purdue. I've got Illinois, Michigan.
I think Iowa gives Michigan a run for their money. I think that Michigan wins, though. We'll see Iowa as like a 11 or 10 possibly. Yeah. Iowa tournament for me. They could very well win their first round matchup. They won last year, in a sense. If you call them the Iowa Bulldogs like I do, then I got Wisconsin beating Illinois by 10.
Okay.
Wisconsin, I'm very high on them. You can tell. I got Nebraska beating whoever comes out of the Battle of Indiana. Then I have Michigan State dispatching UCLA. So I have Nebraska, Michigan State, Wisconsin, Michigan.
Okay. Here's where it's going to get fun for me. Michigan, Illinois. Got Illinois beating the Wolverines.
Okay.
I don't trust the Wolverines in the Big Ten tournament. I've seen them lose this thing many a time as the top seed. I think Illinois is finally going to get that monkey off their back. Oh, we can't beat the big team. I like Illinois in the final. And I tell you who I think they're going to be facing, the 7 seed Purdue. I think Michigan State and Purdue are going to have a great game. I think Purdue is going to reclaim a little bit of that glory from being the number 1 seed earlier in the night. I just think they're going to play the right. So I've got the Big Ten final being the 4 versus 7.
Wow. I mean, it kind of just shows how deep and weird this conference gets.
Super deep.
I have it. I'm looking at it, and I thought I was going to be crazy for saying this. I got Wisconsin beating Michigan again.
Okay.
I think Wisconsin, Greg Gard's just different in the month of March, flat out. Then on the other side, I have Izzo beating Hoiberg in a sense. I got Michigan State versus Wisconsin. And you're going to think I'm crazy for saying this. I got the Badgers winning it all.
You think they're going to repeat?
I think they're going to repeat.
Well, for me, I've got Illinois versus Purdue. And I'm going to tell you right now, I think this is going to be a heck of a ball game. In the end, I like Illinois to win the Big Ten tournament. I think that they are fixing to show people just how talented they are. The big knock is we can't play defense. We have trouble in the big games. I think they're going to get that monkey off their back, and I think they're going to beat Purdue.
Something that's wild to me is that Purdue's the 7 seed, and they'll probably be a 5 in the tournament. It's kind of weird.
They will
Now,
have a
however,
higher ranking in the NCAA tournament than they did in the Big Ten tournament.
I do.
You're
have
100% correct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you're
I do have
100%
some
correct.
breaking news.
What's that?
We have two bids that have or two tickets punched today.
Okay.
The two tickets. Number one in the Sun Belt, Troy just beat Georgia Southern 77-61. Troy is a scary team. They almost beat UCLA this year in triple overtime. Took a Chad Baker Mazzara buzzer beater in that one. Then they have a couple quad one wins, and the 6th seed in the SoCon, Furman, who had a very legendary moment in March Madness a couple years ago against Virginia, beat the 1 seed Eastern Tennessee State to win the SoCon. So, 2 more tickets have been punched today.
Well, before we close it out, I'm going to give you what I think. If everything goes the way I think it's going to go this weekend, I think Duke's going to be the number 1 overall seed in this tournament. I think Florida's going to be the number 2.
Okay.
I think Michigan, despite losing when they do, are going to be the 3. And I think Arizona, despite losing in their tournament, is going to be the 4.
Okay.
But I will say this. I will say if Houston wins the big, like I think they will, they're gonna be making a run. They're gonna be the 5. But that's what I think is gonna end up happening.
I kind of agree with you here. I think it just a lot of it depends on who comes out of the Big Ten. I feel like because let's say Michigan loses, Michigan State wins. Michigan State's just jumped up to a 2 possibly, or jumped up to a high 2. You know,
Yeah,
there's a lot of moving parts in these tournaments
is.
this week, but
there is.
I get to watch all of them on a hotspot in Branson. I'm so excited.
Well, don't tell work. I'll probably have mine on too.
Gotta get
Well,
that
look,
ESPN
guys.
Plus collar.
15 episodes, and we've got a couple more. Like Charlie said, we will be here live Sunday with reaction. Have we figured out what time yet? We're going to go at
6:30.
6.
6:30.
6 to 6:30.
6. We're going at 6 then.
We'll be on there for that. And then I guess every Wednesday throughout the tournament, we'll be back with you. We're going to talk. You never know. We might pop up live at any point in time. It's March. It's madness.
Yeah, we might, if an upset happens, a 16 beats a 1, we might have a live reaction stream right
You
there.
never can tell. You never can tell.
Tennessee State wins the whole damn thing we're going to be on.
Good luck to the University of Memphis who made it to the conference tournament.
They played Tulane.
Who they just barely beat in overtime. I cannot believe that I'm congratulating a Memphis team for making a conference tournament. Jesus. How the mighty have fallen.
How the turntables.
Anything else, Chuck?
That's about it. Go enjoy your basketball for the week. Watch our audio streams this weekend. Porterville's girls. I believe we might do Bunker Boys as well. I know for sure we're doing Haytie Boys in the Final Fours around the area, all up in Columbia.
Yeah.
So
good luck to all the local teams. I think this could be the year. Could see the Lady Dogs and the Indians end up with a title. You never know, man.
Possibly, but that's all in the future. Like Selection Sunday. So go enjoy your basketball this week. Do whatever you need to do this week. We'll be here Sunday at 6 to go over our brackets, make our predictions, talk about our dark horses, talk about the bubble. But until then, we will see you somewhere on the Boot Hill Sports Network.